Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Guardian Connection. I'm Gayla Akashana. So awesome to be here with you guys. I think I felt really like I'm from the 80s the moment that came out my mouth. Yes, I still use the word awesome. Anyways, I can see this beautiful, beautiful people here today. For those of you that are joining me, welcome. Super excited to share today with you. And thank you for those that are also listening to the replay and hearing it in different formats. All my love to all of you guys today. I have to say, like, these past few little things, like, I don't know about you guys, but we're amping up with this intense energy lately, it feels like. And I even have to say that today I started feeling really anxious, like almost like I'm going to have an anxiety attack. And I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't, anywhere else. But I thought, interesting that the energies are so strong that it's really physically affecting me. So I was curious if this is something anyone else is going through and being aware of and noticing as well. Thanks, everyone. I noticed too, like these past few days, being quite emotional and noticing how people have been outside as well, just driving into town, doing little errands. And I could see that on the days where I was feeling really heavy and anxious or emotional or all of those things, I could really see it all around me and how other people were processing and what they were doing in response to these intense energies. So with that being said, I thought today we'd talk a little bit about that and just some things that are going on there. And we do have the new moon, which is on, I believe, Saturday. So we're amping up to this beautiful expanse. Hi, Kim. Yes, it's okay. I feel that too, and I've been so emotional myself. I almost cried right before the show, so you're not alone. There is a lot going on, so we'll talk a bit about that. Both, I know for many people, so many things are going on in their inner worlds, but we have so much going on globally. We have so much going on in our own countries and provinces and states and cities, etc. So it is not a wonder that us empaths and intuitives and sensitives can really, really feel this. So this is a really important time to make sure that we're being gentle to ourselves and to others. On top of that, I'll share a little bit about my story the other day. But we're also going to talk not only about the new moon, kind of some of the energies are going on, but I also wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about sort of along the lines of epigenetics, but more within the frequency and how our body is speaking to us in regards to relationships. So I thought kind of a timely thing for what's going on today. And I will be pulling some cards, so get your comments ready to go. Today, I asked the deck just a card for the show for today and for everyone that's listening. And I got this beautiful willow spirit, and you can see its flexibility. Love this. Willow is a very magical tree to me. And if you notice with the willow, when the wind and things happen, it moves. It's very fluid, so the branches aren't breaking. And this card was saying for us today that we all need to be in a place of flexibility, so that when and whatever's happening all around us, we won't break, that we'll be able to go with the flow of it and be able to be bendable and mutable during this time. So that is our beautiful card for today. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, I'm curious where the show's going to go, regardless of the little bit of structure I had for it. So Spirit's got some plans for all of us here. So moving forward, I thought I'd share just a little bit about, these past few days. I went away for a little mini vacation, and it was a really interesting time, and having to go so quickly and try to fit so much in. I found myself really revved up, and I could really feel the energies shift, leaving the province that I live in to the province I used to live in. And I felt more like this density and heaviness. And when we were coming back, we hit this incredible storm, one that neither of us have ever been in before or experienced. We had lightning literally right outside hitting our car. We had people and trucks pulling off the road. We had lightning going sideways all over. It was incredible. And the rain was so intense that we couldn't even see the road or even who was really around us, but for like wee little pockets. And as we were coming through it, we had a little convoy of us 4 cars, and all of us had our hazards on, and we all stayed together, and we just kept going. So as we got out of the Jasper National Park area and we were coming into the next town, it was just this onslaught of rain where roads were washed away and people's cars were halfway flooded, and it just hit out of nowhere. And I remember just feeling like all of my energies, all of these sensitivities I had, and all the things I was picking up, this storm was almost emulating everything that I was inwardly feeling. And so I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. So as we were, making it through and getting higher road to, as everyone's pulling off and hiding under little awnings and different things, we just kept, driving and trying to get ourselves home. So we managed to just come out of it to get at home. And as we're parked in front of the house, we had to unload the vehicle. And as soon as we literally got to the door, we could feel the storm was coming to us. And it was this ominous, looming feeling coming. So anyways, we quickly unloaded the car, got in the house, and then the storm hit here. So it was an interesting feeling that it made me really sit for just a moment and go, wow, that is a lot of energy. But it was a reflection to me, not just within nature, but how we are also co-creating, but how we are so interconnected. And so just in that moment, it really hit me that everything that I was feeling, all of these things, and just allowing myself to cry and to be able to express that, because I do not like crying. And I know as a healer, that probably sounds as a really funny thing, but it's just one of those things that, I feel almost like I'm having to navigate a bit differently. So this was just without judgment or without trying to dissect it or to go, why am I feeling this, or any of those. I just let myself cry and just try to be really present with it. And I can see in a bunch of the comments that others have been feeling, just this thing of with the tears and just welling up. That's our body trying to calibrate, and it has to transmute it. So tears, laughter, those types of things are really quick transmuters. So just being really mindful of that in this next little bit for all of us, to really be present for ourselves and what we are actually feeling without trying to judge it or dismiss it or make it so that there's like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this, or why, like more like that kind of berating ourselves on some level, really just being present, because there is a real reason that we are feeling these things. And if you're an empath, you might be picking up what's going on around you. I know for myself, I felt I have personal things going on in my own life right now, and transitions from life to death and things like that, and it's been really emotional for me. And I've noticed that I've been a little bit more sensitive, but I'm also feeling the energies of people around me. And I've noticed our country is amping up again, and that there's some really odd energy happening. And I'm watching, within my own body, that it's picking up this ripple effect of more than just my own personal experience. So some great things that we can do for that is by allowing ourselves to just feel wherever that emotion is, giving ourselves permission to process, making sure that we do breathe. I know for myself, sunshine, earthing is a wonderful ancient technique. You just go outside, literally barefoot, stand on the grass or in nature, and just focus on your breath. I know going and sitting with trees, going for a walk, making a cup of tea and just cozying up and, watching a happy movie. There's so many things, talking with friends on the phone or FaceTiming. Those are just things to help us make us feel good. Things like Himalayan or Epsom salt baths, they're wonderful too, to help the body kind of transmute and calibrate different things that might be going on all around you, whether inwardly or outwardly. I know I use my aura spray and different things like that. You can use whatever. Clapping. We hold in the palm of our hand a chakra, mini chakra. And so a really great technique too, when you're feeling really overwhelmed, just giving yourself a clap, it will, dissipate and help clear some of that energy. So just really simple little things. Do what you need. If you need to, go buy yourself some flowers just because it will make you feel good, go and do it. Do some little things for yourself, especially in these, this next week, that are just something to help, feel good, but also being kind to others too. When I was out the other day, it was quite a funny thing. It was just this feeling really overwhelmed. I'm driving in, the weather's bad. I had to go for an appointment, and I had this lady, just like, I'm following everyone. I'm doing my speed limit. I wasn't doing anything weird. And I guess she decided that I must look like someone or something. But it was interesting. I had road rage like all around me. And I know, yes, I am fully aware that there are times when we do not drive the most focused, or, we're not aware of our surroundings. This was not the case. Anyways, I just thought it was interesting. Like, as soon as I came into the town, I had people that you could see swearing and this aggressional energy. And then, I went and I watched other people, and people were just, it seemed like they were just angry and frustrated and really quick in how they were talking to people. And you could just feel this kind of build up, almost like that, electrical charge that has to come out somewhere, hence like lightning, a release of some sort. So I was acutely aware of it all around me. And then I thought, that's it. I'm going to go and get some soup, because, it's just like a little comfort thing. So I went to this drive-through and I ordered my soup, and the woman was, it was quite humorous in some ways. And I just thought, wow, like, what is going on? Like, she was rude and horrible. And I just thought, okay, well, I'm going to keep being calm and just be myself. And, just thought, I'm going to observe what's happening around me. And I got my soup, and she even dropped my money on the ground. And then it was a humorous thing. As I got my soup, I was just so thankful that I had this, and I was going home now. I could leave this town where all the grumpy people were. And as I got home, and I'm so excited, I got the wrong order. They gave me like the wrong soup, the wrong everything. And I just sat there for a moment, and I thought, I'm going to cry. I think I'm just going to cry because I didn't get my soup. And I know that sounds really silly, but that was like my release for all of these things that I was feeling, because it felt like no matter what was going on, everything just went wrong. Like, people were miserable, people were rude, my order was wrong, it's raining outside, I was all alone in my house, and just feeling super emotional. And I thought this was kind of funny. So I allowed myself to cry, process that. And then I thought, I'm going to watch something kind of happy. And so I watched a funny show that I really like, Young Sheldon. And it was a humorous episode, thank goodness. So it got me laughing. And I just thought about that whole experience and going, wow, like, we've got these planets that are really changing and aligning all around us. We've got some weird, funky things happening. We've got global stuff going on again, and people's anxieties and pressures are building up. So it's important that we take this time to really be gentle to ourselves and gentle to others. Now, coming into, of course, this new moon, which is Saturday. So again, new moon, your cauldron of creation. What are you wanting to create? Not just for yourself, but also, this one really feels like it's got a duality placement within this new moon. And by that, I mean, it's about focusing on what we want on our inward world, but also what we're wanting on our outward world, and that they're really co-created together, that we really need to focus on both. So taking some time in this next day or two, I encourage all of you to sit and make a list. And I know that some people, I hate lists, or they don't like, doing some of these things. The reason they're really good is because it uses all your senses. When we are actually tangibly holding a pen and putting it down on paper, we are thinking it, we are writing it. So we're actually doing the energy of it. Our eyes are seeing because we're reading what we're writing. And then as we read it back out loud, our ears are hearing it and we are using our words to speak. So we're also trying to feel the emotion of it. So everything is enveloped and connected to us writing this list. So I know for myself, I pulled some cards today too, just with the new moon energy. What are some things for us to be mindful of, to be aware of, just in the group, but also for each other. And I know the flexibility was the big one that came up. Myself, I got focus and leadership. So with this new moon, it's really important that I focus on one thing, that I'm really clear on what it is I'm asking. And that goes on for the universe right now too. So with this new moon, spend even a few minutes and write out what your focus is for this new moon. What's something inwardly that you want to focus on, and what's something outwardly you want to focus on, and write it down and then read it aloud. And what I always do is I say, I'll read my list and I'll go, I ask for this or something better. And then I close it. Some people will say, so mote it be, or, they'll say that, like different command kind of codes. I use Tahija and Tadoi, and that means that which is spoken, it is done. So just a really great little, fun thing for you guys. Try to make a list, read it. Another one that I've often done too is you can release the list after you've made it. You can, put it in the fire and burn it so that it's gone back, and then you can leave the ashes or bury the ashes. There's lots of different little methods that you can do into releasing it. I know some people will read the list, give it to the universe, and then rip it up and just, dispose of it. Have fun with this one, but please, every one of you, because I can see there's so many beautiful souls on here today too, do make a list. This is a powerful full new moon, and it's a really powerful creator. So being conscious and actually taking the time to be present with it and making a list for yourself will really help with also kind of helping you to navigate some of the things that you are feeling or processing and what's going on right now. So it's a great way to kind of stop maybe some of these repetitive patterns of thinking that we might have, because we're stopping to go, oh, wait, okay, yes, that's happening here, but this is what I'm going to focus on. This is what I'm going to put on my list, and being more present in that moment. So I'm going to just go back up and say hi to everyone. Hi, Kim. Hi, Martine. Hi, Ruth. I don't know how to say that, but Lanelle, hopefully that's right. Hi, Richard. That's awesome. Love willow trees too. We have comments about that. I don't know who Space Cookie is, but hi. Trains and Trucks, hi. We've got more, and again, hi, Sam. That's awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Samir, Lisa. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is we can kind of do this in two parts. And I thought, if you would like, for this new moon, we can, if it's something you'd like, put your name, like actual name, and just say new moon. And I'm just going to pull a quick little card. I'm not going to get into deep depth. I'm just going to do one card for the energy of this new moon for you. And then we're going to go into the part where we're going to talk a bit deeper about the relationships. And those ones, I'll sit and spend a bit more time. So I want to make sure we do this quickly. Awesome. Hi, Sarah. So if you want a card for the new moon, then I'm going to ask that you just drop your name in and put new moon really quick, super simple. And I'm going to just pull a card of what you need to kind of focus on, or something that you need to be aware of right now. But it can even just be, I know they gave me a little blessing card of just magic and being, absolutely I can. So I'll just pull a card right away for Martina, just the new moon. All right. So your card, Martine, if you can see that. And with that one in refuge, this one is making sure that right now for you in this new moon, that you make your list and you're very clear and focused on it, but that you take time to have some refuge. And by refuge, it can just be go make a hot bath, make a yummy soup, go watch a favorite show of yours, like Bridgerton or something. And, just take that time to really make yourself cozy and just give yourself that space and that time just to just be present with you. Some hi, Sarah. Oh, and I see Richard. Okay, so I'm going to do Sarah first here for just the new moon. Woo, all right. And then one for Richard for new moon, just the cards. And of course, I'm doing them right by the speaker, so it's probably really, really loud. But for Sarah, you got this beautiful water spirit. You can see the seal there. Lovely, lovely card. And with this one, manifesting dreams. So they really want you to focus on, with this new moon energy, what it is you want to manifest and be very, very clear, okay? That it's important. Sorry, that you put that in. We're having comments there about Bridgerton. If you haven't seen it, I like those sort of cheesy kind of older British type movies and era type, and it was a funny one to watch. Anyways, Richard, let's go for him. And just the full moon and just being able to focus super quickly on what this new moon's focus, or what you need to be aware of, or just being mindful. All right. So for yours, Richard, you got this beautiful raven spirit and truth. And with this particular card comes with, right now, the new moon, they want you to be really focused on your truth, standing in your truth, speaking your truth, but also really sitting when you make your list, what is it truthfully? So not just what you think you should be or how other people want. What's your deep truth? What is that? And making sure it aligns with what you're asking for this new moon. So these comments are great. Awesome. All right. I'm trying to not miss any of you guys. All right. Lisa, new moon. You're welcome, Martine. All right. Oh, yeah, sorry. So for you, Lisa, this new moon, they want pine spirits. You can see their purification. So with this new moon and the energy here, make sure that you're doing something that's purifying for you, whether it's a bath, drinking green juices, do something that's kind of a purification for you, tea, a healthy tea. There's something that you need to purify within, and this new moon will help that. So if there's something you're trying to shift into a new way, and purifying out the old, being very clear and you moving forward. All right, I've got Samir. Okay. Woo. Your card just shot right out of the deck and landed on the floor. So all right. So Samir, for you for this new moon, you're welcome, Richard. This was the card that you got, Starry Night and Acceptance. And so with this new moon and the energies that are around, it's really important that you are present and that you're just accepting whatever is unfolding around you. If there's endings or changes, that you are just going, you know what? I've asked for, so a fun thing, when we ask, say, for more love in our life, or we're asking for our divine, sacred beloved, and we're in a relationship and it ends, that's actually a good thing, because it means that they're giving you the very thing that you've asked for. So sometimes endings need to happen so that we can have what it is we're asking for. So this acceptance is really important, that you are accepting the things that are around you, not hurtful or those types, but accepting the energies and the changes, and that you go with the flow of it for this new moon. Make your list and be super, super clear. Absolutely. Okay. And one, the new moon for Stacy. just with this new moon energy, and then we'll get into the next one and we'll pull even more cards. If I missed you, put your name at the bottom again so that I don't, move on to the next and kind of I'll meander about. All right, so for Stacy, we've got this beautiful, you can see the bear and the white rabbit, a mystic meadow sanctuary. Stacy, for you in this new moon, it's really important that you have sanctuary, whatever that means for you. If your sanctuary is going in a car for a long drive and listening to music, go do it. If your sanctuary is going for a walk in nature and just being still, do what you need right now with this new moon and all these crazy, funky energies, that you allow yourself that space and really focus on what's needed for you. You need the sanctuary, okay? Super important that you give yourself that. Make your lists, guys. You're very welcome, Lisa. You're very welcome. Samira, I hope I'm saying that right. For you guys, just with making a list, it's really important that you are clear and concise, because this new moon's energy is very strong, and that which you put down, it's like, be careful what you ask for you might just get it. So be really mindful of what you're going to put on that list. Try to be as clear as you possibly can and focus on what you are thinking with the emotion attached to it. Okay. All right. So I'm excited to pull more cards in a little bit here for everyone. So I wanted to talk for this last bit, and the next one we're going to get in even deeper. But every one of you that's still here, if I did miss you, quickly put your name at the bottom, say new moon, and that way I'll know that I need to pull one for you if I did miss you. But I've noticed that there has just been a mass exodus of friends and changes in lives and relationships, and people who've been together for a long time are either breaking up and ending, or they're realizing something's not okay and they're ready for this massive shift. There's just so much going on. I know that I've watched a lot of changing around and people's dynamics, whether in families, in best friends, in circles, in work, and love, and all of that. And I really wanted to talk about a couple little technique things for us right now, because with this new moon, with all of these energies that are going on, I believe it's Venus that's in retrograde, and we've got a whole bunch of other planets doing some funky stuff, and they are really stirring the pot. The way that I see it is, you take it and there's like this little they're like stirring the pot of everything, and I can just hear this cackling, like, they're just going, haha, or like, what's the show? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name of it, but it's got the three witches, the blonde, the dark hair, and the redhead, and Hocus Pocus. And they're like, ooh, a muck. And that is exactly how Spirit showed it to me, that they are just full of this stirring and changing, because we've all been ready for something more, and they are literally bringing that more and difference and change for all of us, and what that looks like. So yes, Ruth, I did miss you. So just a new moon card for Ruth, what she needs to focus on or just be aware of for this. Awesome. All right, see you, my dear. Like, two came out together, so I'm just going to show them real quick. So you've got uncertainty and purity, and they came like that. So with uncertainty, this is just a matter of really not sure of kind of some things going on around you with this new moon. So really focus very clearly that which you are seeking. What is it you really want? What does that actually look like? Be very clear as you do it. Purity for you is just connecting again with that beautiful, magical self side of you. And it's just that simple. So just for this new moon, connecting back into the purity of your being and being very clear in your list, okay? Because there's a few kind of little niggling energies around you. And this is a really great one for you guys to kind of focus on it. Oh, okay. I did miss a couple. So I'll add Kim and Trish, and then I have to stop and we'll go into the next little part, but I will be pulling more cards. So do stay tuned and make sure that you guys are watching for that time. All right. So let's pull one for Kim for the new moon as well, and what she needs to be focused on or just aware of. Okay, woo, all right. Gratitude. So again, these two cards came together. Gratitude and strength. So really important that in your strength, you're aware of what's around you. So the strength, like your home, what support do you have? And really focus in a mindset of gratitude in just, I am so thankful for, even if you just had a mass exodus of every single friend you've got and spirit is changing it, go to something simplistic. Like, I am so thankful that the sun is out today. I am so thankful for my home. I'm so thankful. Go into the gratitude state as much as you possibly can. And when you're making your list for the new moon, Kim, make sure that you're already seeing it in a gratitude state. I am so excited with great anticipation for this to happen. I cannot wait. Like, get excited, feel that emotion of it. Trish for the new moon. And in case any of you are wondering, I use a lot of different decks each time I read. And if there's ever a deck that you're kind of curious about, do let me know, because I would love to share which one I used for that day. So this one. All right. So for Trish and the new moon, you got this beautiful fire, spirit, and energy. So with this one, it's really important because that means the energy is really strong around you. And for this new moon, you need to be clear. Okay. And it's time to really put that focus into action and let that fire spirit really work for you, because it's quite powerful. And again, I'm noticing even the lightning. So this is a discharge too of all these things that are going on around you. So make sure you spend some time writing the list, not on the things you guys do not want. This list is only for that which you are wanting to create, what you're putting into your cauldron of creation. Okay. If it is something where your thing that you're calling in is that you would be a healthier physical body, focus on it that way rather than I want to eat cleaner. Focus on it in the positive of it already being there. And oh yes, Lisa, Macbeth, that one just made me think of the witches and like boil, boil, toil and trouble. That one, kind of that same thing, like they're just stirring the pot because that's what we're here. We're all on this precipice of change. Each and every one of us right now here today that have joined, you are all ready for something big to change. And so the beauty of this is we have this amazing energy around us. We have this amazing team with us. Let's utilize this energy so that we are creating what we are actually more in alignment with. Okay. And make sure when you write your lists, you say, I ask for this or something better. Okay. Now I'm going into, and I hope I got everyone. And if I forgot anyone else, I'm so sorry. So going forward, I wanted to talk about relationships because this is a really big theme right now. And by that, I know there's lots of beautiful relationships that are even struggling, but also those that have been in one, all the things that they were kind of putting aside or not really facing have really surfaced and they're ending. Now, this is a massive catalyst, these types of energies, to do the changes because we need them to, for us to be able to move forward. But there's, in it, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a technique and some ways to do. And so I'm going to walk you guys through this. And I want all of you, if you're able to, wherever you're listening from, if you're able to just take a second to just do a deep breath in through your nose, pause for a moment and exhale through your mouth. And just center your system for just a minute. In moving forward with this, I want you all to think of one person in your lives that maybe you're a bit uncertain, or you're in a relationship, you're not sure if you should end a relationship, you're just about to start dating someone new, you've met someone new, a friend, you have a friend or a family member that, you're not sure how you should navigate moving forward. I want every one of us to pull one person forward. And in that, you're going to think about just that person. And this is a great technique you can use for all sorts of things. Because right now, it's really important that we are listening to our bodies. Our bodies speak to us every day. Often, we just don't know how to listen to it or really how to understand it because it speaks a different language or it can seem. So these are great little ways for us to navigate if this person in your life is really in alignment with you. So some techniques to doing this are staying out of our head, our logical mind, the wisdom center up there, and going to the 3 other centered points: our throat or throat chakra, our heart chakra, and our gut. Can be our sacral or solar chakra, depending, most likely our sacral. So in these areas, if you're not familiar with the chakras, they are energy points within our system. We have some main ones, lots and lots of chakras, actually more than the ones that we all talk about. But for today's sake, think of them like little energy balls. They work in colors. We have the root at the low red root chakra, which is at the base of the spine. Below our belly button and kind of in that area, we have orange, which is our sacral chakra. Above the belly button, we have the solar, the sunshine, yellow chakra. Then we have our heart, which is green. We have our throat chakra, which is blue. We have our third eye chakra, which is often depicted with a really like an indigo-y type purple. And then we have our crown chakra, which can be seen as a different shade of purple or white, depending on which ones who's made up the chakra charts. Anyways, today we're working with throat, heart, and gut. Okay. So being mindful, I want you guys to think of this person in front of you. And as you're thinking about this person, I want you to notice what you're feeling in your throat. Do you feel a tightness? Do you feel like it's constricted? Do you feel that you have to watch what you're saying? Do you feel that it's hard to get out your authentic words? Do you find yourself having a hard time speaking what you're really feeling or really thinking with them? Those are really big red flags. Those are important pieces to listen to. Same within our heart. When we go to our heart and we think about our feeling or our emotion, is our heart open and expansive around this person, or is it guarded? Is it got really barricaded in there? Are you noticing you're getting like, a heaviness, or you're feeling a different kind of an odd emotion? Are you noticing a push? Are you noticing a pull towards them? These are things that the body is trying to tell you about what's actually going on with this person in front of you. Again, with the gut, it can be anxiousness. Are you gurgling a lot? Do your stomach get sick? Or is it that you feel really light? Do you feel kind of giggly? Do you feel all of these, whether it being a positive or a negative, but seeing it more as this scale within our system, and it's trying to talk to us about this. I've noticed with a lot of relationships right now too, that it's, I've heard myself, people saying, well, we want different things, or we're so very different. There can be a beauty in being so different from each other, because it means that you're able to see something or perceive something differently than the other. And so you can bring a lot of a different balance to it, just as the sun and the moon work together. There's some beauty that can be done when people are very different. But I'm not meaning things where they're abusive or any of those types of things, because that doesn't matter at all. This is all about right now, the new moon being in alignment with our authentic selves, with our deepest desires, and not just like desires, oh, I want a new car or those types of things. Although, yes, there's outwardly desires, of course, we all want, and absolutely. But this is more about being in alignment with who we really are and not dimming our lights anymore. We have gone through 2 years of lockdowns and changes. And I know for many of you, I know on our sides, your belief systems, even within that, changed dynamics. I know people who don't speak to families anymore that got cut out of, everything because they had a different view. And this is something that is a really slippery slope, because when we have different views and we think, oh, that's it, you're way over there, or I can't be friends, us and them mentality, we forget the unity that we have. This, again, being different, of course, if it's abuse or anything along those lines. But with this new moon, with these intense energies that are building up, I'm noticing this longing, this deep calling within so many of us. And sometimes we don't even know how to articulate it, what's actually going on around us and what it is we really want. I know for myself, I had to really sit with this because, yes, I want my business to grow, and, I want to be self-sufficient, and I want to have compassionate prosperity, which means that I have the ability to help others through my abundance. That's a really important thing for me. But also, of course, I want a healthy, loving, playful, passionate, juicy, scrumptious, absolutely delicious love life with my beloved, and all of these things. So it's important that we really sit with, and, what it is that actually our deep, our inner, what is it we really are wanting to create for ourselves, and what that looks like. I want to be my most authentic self. Yes, I do worry sometimes about what other people will think. However, I'm learning now, the more we stand in our truth, the more we stand in the perfectly imperfect beings that we are, we shine an authentic light. And by doing that, we allow everyone around us the ability and the courage to do the same. Doesn't mean that they'll all do it, but it does allow those that are ready. Oh, look, she's doing it. It's like when you were kids. I don't know if you guys ever had these little sock copy things and little wee dances, and no one would dance. Like, nobody would get up on that floor, but then it would take that one person to just break the bubble, right? And they would get up and they would dance, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, well, they're doing it now, I can do it too. And people would start dancing, and then the night would go on, or the day would go on. It's very similar to this. So try to do one thing authentic for yourself. If it's that you really want to change your hair color because that's more in alignment with you, you really want to, I don't know what it is, speak your truth. If you're coming out, if you're embracing a different, I really don't want to work in this field anymore. I really want to, do Reiki from now on, or whatever it is. Do one thing for yourself, for your soul, that puts you in alignment with your divine authentic self and your divine authentic path, what you came here to do. It's going to change so much in this beautiful, and I use beautiful, but it's really like chaos energy, because with chaos, it brings about change. And we can use this time and work with it more about a positive change, and deconstructing old belief systems, old patterns, and old ways that we view and see things. So I just wanted to do one caveat about the relationships, because I know a lot when we're going to do this little technique, it will help kind of navigate really the truth of where that relationship sits. But I want to encourage you guys, if you've been in a relationship for, years, and you've gone through a lot of things, and love is still there, that it is worth the energy to put in to try to talk with each other and come to, a bridge of understanding and being present with each other. Love is a beautiful gift, and there are so many that wish that they had it. So making sure that we don't just discard something quickly because, well, I want this. I want you to really sit with this on a really deep level. But yes, if you're also in a relationship and it's been niggling at you for so long that this is no longer in alignment with who and what you are, then of course you have to be able to embrace it, knowing that we will have all the tools necessary to make the shifts needed. All right. So let's go back in to this. I want you guys all to think about one person in your life. And if you're not sure if you should move forward with it, or if it's time to let it go, or time to embrace it, or whatever it is, think of that one person. And imagine that they are right in front of you, almost like you're seeing me. And pick one of the energy points, your throat, your heart, or your gut. And going into that space, what do you notice when you think of them? For me, I'm going to pull up someone. And I've noticed as I pull them up, my throat instantly starts to get tight. And I feel this heaviness and kind of hard to swallow. And I notice that when I'm around this particular person, I don't speak my truth. I really, dumb down, or I really am very careful what I say, not being authentic in the sense that I'll just lay out, here's what I really feel or think about things. I notice I kind of walk on eggshells sometimes, and that's the area that I feel it. So my body is telling me that there is something not in alignment in this relationship with that person. So now going into that, what is it that I want to do? Really feeling it. What would help me feel better with this? One, speaking my truth and just letting it out. But sometimes that person just really isn't the one to share those things with. And your body is trying super loud to tell you, hey, no, back in that time out. This isn't the one that you want to be disclosing or opening up with. So we need to be paying attention to the way that our bodies are feeling and how it's trying to tell us about someone. And being mindful, a lot of us, when we are in relationships, will look ahead and go, wow, they have, if they just tweak this one thing and touch and get back into their heart, they're amazing. We always can project about how we really want to see them or what could be deep in there that we know is there. And if they just did this, then they'd be great. With the relationship and with doing this, you must see it exactly as it is. No way over there. No, if they just do this. No, if they can finally heal that. Nuh-uh. Exactly as they are, right in front of you. And you look at that space, not a projection, not repeating a pattern of trying to find the good. What is your body telling you? Picking that one spot. What are you noticing? And being really honest with what is coming up. So that being said, I thought just for fun, if that person that you pulled up and you asked a question about, and you picked a center point, if you would like more clarity about this particular relationship on how to move forward or what to do with it, I'd like you to put your name and which area you felt it in. So for example, put my name's Gayla. I'd put Gayla and I'd say throat, and I felt heavy or tight. And put that in, and I will pull some cards in regards to that relationship so that we can work into it and better understand, what it is that Spirit has for you within this revealing. And as we're spending time with our bodies and ourselves, our bodies speak to us each and every day. So super important that we are aware of it. I know that this has just been a really big one on my heart because I'm watching, and of course, because I do a lot of sessions and healings and, spiritual counseling and all sorts, I see this so much that relationships are right at the top right now. And it's not just love relationships, it's relationships, with our families, friends, work, all sorts of things. But it's really coming to light right now. So super important that we're aware. So Sarah, throat and tight. Okay. So for Sarah and this person that she has pulled in front of her that is causing her throat to feel tight, what do you have for that? Okay. Anything else in regards to that? So when our throats get tight, it means that we're not speaking our truth, we're not being our authentic selves, and we are holding back, that we are softening the things we wish to say. And that could just be that, what you believe in, even sometimes, that we're just having to be very mindful of how we're speaking them. All right. So with the person that you have in front of you, and it's causing the throat to be tight, they have two cards, and I'll explain them. So I'll go into that. So there's the two that came up for you. Wizard of the Woods, focus and prosperity with the B. For you, Sarah, with this throat tightening one, it's really important. Your body is telling you that this is someone that you need to pay attention to. If you're not, again, with that, go into the other energy centers later. How does your heart feel? How does your stomach feel? Those types, and write them down so that you can see how they're going and see what your body is trying to tell you. But with this one thing, with your throat, they're asking you to focus really clearly on, with this relationship, what is it you're really actually wanting to have come out of it? For an example, if this is a new partner that you're considering being with, I'm just using this as an example, or a friend, whatever, and this is what comes up every time you're with them, that's your body saying you can't be your authentic self with them. And you need to face this very, very head on So with that focus, it's be very clear. Is this really a relationship that I want to have if I'm constantly having to soften, dumb down, not speak my truth, not being allowed to be my authentic self? Really see it for what it is. When you face it exactly how that one is, whatever that relationship is, this is what is coming. So being really about you and being bees work really hard and they're all connected. This is really important, that communication is the focus. So you being focused on it, you giving yourself permission, and let's say it's a relationship where you haven't been very open about something. It's now your time to be open. It's now your time to really speak and be authentic in what it is, and then watch what you feel after you've done that. Did they go, wow, I had no idea, and now this opens this form of communication? Wonderful. You will be prosperous either way. It's going to bring about either the prosperity within it of communicating and feeling better and being able to be more authentic in your voice, or it's going to show you very clearly that this person is not in alignment with you and therefore needs to be reevaluated about where they stand within your life. All right. Linnell, heartburn came up when you're going into the heart. Okay. So often that can be, hang on, so Linnell for her heart and this person that she is bringing before her. What cards do we have for that? Okay. Okay, you actually got 3, so I'm just going to hold them up quick and try to go into it as best I can. All right, so Linnell, for you and your heartburn, these were the cards that came up. If I can do it, there we go. Strength, grace, and family. This one, family was first. So with it, family being very important, but this is to let you know that you also have support around you. So I'm not sure if this is a particular family member or someone within your family circle, but it can also be family equated, right? And how they stand or where they fit within your own. So now when the heart has heartburn, that's like this acid. That's your body telling you something isn't right. Something's not palatable. Something is burning at you. So what is that person to you? And why is that piece coming up? Write down who that person is, what's coming up in, do all 3 points, your throat, your heart, your stomach. But with the heartburn, they're saying that grace is involved. Okay, so with it being family, that it's really important that grace within yourself, but grace also in how you are responding to this. It's not meaning like pussyfoot around. With the strength of this will come out that you are really seeing it for what it is, not a projection of what you think it should be or what you think they want you to be or what you think you should be doing because that's your sister or your mom or whatever, and you better be like that way. And that's because family's thicker than blood or whatever the heck those stupid sayings are. We have been around a lot longer than this one life. So it's important that we see things more for our soul and being able to be authentic. Heartburn is one to pay attention to. So with yours, okay, grace towards yourself. Be very clear in what you're seeing within the family member that you're looking forward. If maybe it's someone you were hoping to have family with, but if you're having heartburn, something is really coming up. Have the strength to deal with this very, very clearly. Go make your list, do all 3 points, and then see what comes up. See what your body is telling you about the truth in this person and their relationship with you. All right. So I've got Kim, anxiety and heart racing. All right. So for Kim and the person that she brought up, heart racing can sometimes be both an anticipation, but because anxiety is present, often we don't tend to get anxiety. Making sure that we are aware that anxiety and anticipation can often be kind of intermingled, making sure that we are clear. So with this one, in this particular thing that's happening with the anxiety and heart racing, the card that came up for you was growth. Now, when our heart, and this one has flowers all around the heart and a beautiful butterfly and mushrooms, it's important for your growth that you go into this heart space, Kim, and you really see this person for what they are and write down their list. You have anxiety, your heart's racing, Your heart is telling you something isn't in alignment with your real self, with who you really are. And that could just be that you're wanting more love, or you're wanting more and they're not. And you're anxious because you're not sure where they stand, or you're not sure how you fit into things, or you're not even sure on how you need to navigate with this. Go then to the other system points, your throat, your gut, your heart, and write a list of everything you're feeling and what comes up. It will help you in being able to move forward with that particular person. This is going to bring about great growth for you. Okay. It is a positive, not the emotion of what you're feeling, but the outcome of you addressing it with that person has a great amount of growth. It's going to be a really good thing in the growth for you. All right. I've got Lisa, pain in the heart, and I'm not sure what B is, but go with the person. Ooh, all right. So for Lisa, heart in her pain, manifesting dreams. So you got this one. Little seal again. So for you, Lisa, with this pain in your heart, what are you not giving yourself permission to feel? What's this piece that's niggling at you, this pain that's happening? Why does this pain come up with this particular person that is also in conjunction with manifesting your dreams? So with that one, and because it's also a watch of spirit, more emotion, we've got the beautiful seal, which is being playful and being, allowing ourselves to feel and be. If you're having, this pain in your heart, that means that something is, within it and stuck within that space. So it's really important. Go and do all three, write the list down, and be able to allow what's really coming forward for you, because they're wanting to bring about the actual abundance for you. But this is really a piece to tell you why it's not happening. I'm going to run out of time and not be able, we'll play the sponsor at the end of our show, just because we're getting down to the last couple of minutes. If I did not get to finish all of you, I will do this again on the next show, and we'll go into another energy system. So please know that I will get to you. All right. So I've got Trish, throat and tight again, not speaking our truth, feeling we can't be our authentic self. And this was what they gave for you, Trish, power. And you can see this dragon. So for you, there is great power in you using your voice, in you speaking your truth. So again, put that person, see them in front, go to your energy centers and see what's really coming up for you there and why it's surfacing. What is it that it's trying to tell you? It's super important. There's great power in this. You have the ability to make changes with what you speak. It's time to step into that, dear. All right. I've got, you are so welcome, love. Okay, so Richard, your heart lights up. Woo, this card's flipping all out of the deck. So I got, magic came up, but this one I just want to bring up. So beautiful happiness. So this person, when your heart lights up, it's expansive. This is a good thing. This is a person you want to spend more time with, that you want to grow and be able to express with, and it will bring about great happiness. So that's a wonderful one, Richard. Thank you so much for sharing that one. Hopefully, I'm checking to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Now, again, this is a great tool to sit. Okay. And your back. Yes. Often we'll feel it in our back with our heart. And if our back is also feeling the pressure, that can be that we feel kind of backstabbed, or that we feel betrayed on some level. Yes, I'm so thankful that you were able to be part of this space. You guys are all wonderful, but use this energy, okay? This exercise. Throat, heart, gut, what's coming up, write it down and really see it. See the truth of what this person is really bringing into your life and what it really means, because we often want to project into the best thing. We want to see the positive in people, but this is not the time to be doing that. This is about really seeing things for what they really are, good or not, and being able to come to it from a very clear space so that we can navigate. Is this someone we really want to have more in our life? Or is this someone that we need to kind of get a distance from and really sit with it? Use the new moon, everyone. Write your lists. Remember, this was something better. Love all of you. Thank you so, so much for being present. And I am just so excited for next week. do make sure go to my Facebook page, Akashana and Blue Lotus Alchemy, and write down if there's a topic you would really like me to get into. I want to do more readings and I want to get into some deeper topics. Love to all of you. Thank you for being part of my day and bringing joy and some sunshine to me during all of these crazy times. All my love, mwah, and thank you. Bless you all. Bye-bye.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.